So, in the model, we identify the action potential drive onto inhibitory cells, which represents input from other brain areas and is shown to desynchronize network activity, to be crucial for the emergence of amplitude fluctuations. The results suggest that amplitude fluctuations are a general property of oscillatory neuronal networks that can arise through background input from areas external to the network. We show that the model generates amplitude fluctuations that are similar to those observed in experimental data, and that external input from other brain areas out to the inhibitory cells of the network is essential for their generation. This input can disrupt the synchrony of activity, causing transitions between episodes of high synchrony, high oscillation amplitudes, and episodes of low synchrony, low oscillation amplitudes. Episodes of high synchrony are relevant for the brain function because they provide favorable conditions for learning. Network oscillations occur at many frequencies, ranging from fast gamma and ultra slow delta, which fast gamma goes particularly from 40 to 80 Hz, and ultra slow delta go from 0.1 to 1 Hz. Amplitude fluctuations are present in ongoing brain activity during rest, while sustained increases in oscillation amplitude are associated with the performance of memory-related tasks. Alterations in the temporal structure of amplitude fluctuations have been observed in Alzheimer's disease and ADHD. Despite the widespread occurrence of amplitude fluctuations and some theoretical efforts to understand them, the mechanisms by which they are generated are poorly known. So now, in the next slide, we can see that the use of connection probabilities prevents unrealistic all-to-all connectivity, so there is no bijection in this model. Second, the connection probabilities should be high enough to create a globally connected network rather than a number of isolated subnetworks. Third, and most importantly, the oscillation should be generated by a so-called ping, which goes through pyramidal interneuron network gamma mechanism for both excitatory and inhibitory synapses. We have to remember that in every neuronal network we have an inhibitory population and excitatory population. At the time course of the synaptic conductance was given by a mono-exponential function. So the synaptic delay for both types of synapses is 1 millisecond, and the trend of external action potentials is characterized by its randomness and mean firing frequency. So it's pretty random. Network activity was analyzed separately for the excitatory and the inhibitory population, although determining the precise relation between neuronal firing and fire potential is still a topic of ongoing research and will require extensive knowledge about the cellular and extracellular conductive environment. Both modeling studies and experimental findings appear to support a direct relationship between local fire potential and population firing rate. Alternating periods of high and low amplitude oscillations were found to occur for a wide range of IP.
Okay, now I'm gonna talk about for the simulation. The professor Oscar Abella made two types of population of neural networks, representing the natural process inside the brain, where we have several ways of here. We can see the response of the inhibitory and excitatory networks by an external input for this kind of networks, where the graphics show the cells index that was activated, the firing cells, and the response frequency of the cells. In this video, we're going to show one way to connect these networks. The first network is going to be a source network, and second will be a target network. In this slide, we can see the schematic of the simulation, where the cells of inhibitory population and the cells of excitatory population are projected among each other. Both populations also receive an external input in form of a constant depolarizing current and a train of action potentials that activated an excitatory synapse. Here, for modeling, the professor used the software network, Neuron. Here we can see a few screenshots related to some parameters in Neuron for the simulation with the populations. Next, we're going to show the results. For this, In the left hand, we have the source network that was connected to the target network. Here we can see they influence each other of the networks. As the graphics show, the frequency for the first is around 20 Hz, and the response in the right hand on head maps show the frequency presence of the first one inside the on response. Okay, the credits are next. And thanks for viewing.